I'm hoping for a PB from KRob, but you never know.
Yeah, it's definitely not unlikely. I mean, like I said, he has been improving pretty steadily, and the race environment kind of forces you to finish a run. And for new players, a lot of the time, that's all it really takes to beat your time. But I think it's pretty safe to say that Ivan's going to have a run that's a little more rough than he would hope, based on how little he's played recently, but should still be able to pull out the win.
Trying to sync the live stream.
Oh yeah, it's already desynced. That's pretty.
We're not going to see too much divergence for a while here. They're both just going to try to not make any mistakes. And of course, in this game, mistakes mean bumping into a corner, not walking into a door perfectly centered, things like that.
That's not always true, actually, but that's pretty well that work.
Ironically enough, escape is the first segment of the run, but it also has the most RNG, or close to the most RNG. There's rats, there's guards, snakes. It's all reactable, so the outcome of this segment is going to depend on how you react to RNG.
Yeah.
I expect maybe a 10 seconds difference between the two runners at the end.
But yeah, RNG can really screw you if you're not ready for the worst. I think it's, you have to abort each room. You have to say, I'm on a good escape, I will get a bad RNG towards the end.
That's how it feels.
Yeah.
Yeah, that really ramps up. Oh wow, Ivan almost fell in escape. Kind of funny, I fell twice in that same spot in the old RBO world record. 2014.
Okay, so, nice, we will see two different strats for the first kill guard. Ivan gone for the poke spin and KRob go for the sword up spin. These two strats are really close when you execute well, so it's really a matter of preference.
Yeah, that room actually is a pretty good demonstrator of how variance in strats in this game can be extremely minor in timing, but pretty significant in difference in difficulty when it comes to really optimizing them.
Yeah, I think Crystal make people learn the poke spin for nothing, because I don't really believe it's faster. For me, the strats are really the same.
Yeah, a lot of people get the same.
Because you do the same thing, and basically you just charge the spin, and what limits you is the time it takes to charge the spin, and basically. Maybe the poke spin is easy to get faster. That's probably why. I'm not really sure. I don't know.
Looks like our two players are almost tied coming out of the ball and chain.
Yeah, Ivan's taking a small lead.
Yeah, they both use the 8 sword slash strat.
Yeah, but KRob decided to use the boomerang to stun the guard a little bit. The boomerang normally stuns guards or most enemies for a few seconds, but with the ball and chain guard, it's actually very, very small timing. But it does help to close the gap to get close enough to start slashing.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, really. Because it doesn't matter if you lose 1 second on this guard, it's just 1 second. There are a lot of things that can lose this time for anything like RNG or bad movements like that. Just killing the ball and chain guards, I know.
Something we've been mentioning in quite a few races is even if a strategy is frames or a few seconds slower than another strategy, if you're far more consistent with it, you're going to do better in a race or even in RTA attempts. You know, you're just going to be less frustrated on making mistakes all over the place by trying to do all the most optimal strategies, but being much more inconsistent with them than something that's only slightly slower. You can get a very, very competitive time with not all of the optimal strategies. Absolutely.
Yeah, ACML was the example. He's doing for better strat, but for a while he was using was just considering really bad or slow strat, but he still get good time every time. because he played a fucking lot. And he was good with his strat, so it give you confidence. It's really important in speedrunning. When you go for hard strat, you're like, oh, you are maybe nervous to fail the strat. If you know you will get your strat 100% of the time, you are like, yeah, whatever, just one like another. I'm sorry if my English is really bad, but...
Oh, I haven't got the rupee, got the boomerang there. This has happened before, I think, in this tournament already. For some reason, if two items are on top of each other, like a rupee and a key, some items seem to take priority. In this case, the rupee takes priority.
Oh, nobody gets the double grab, that's really swag. It's really hard. I don't know which one. Sometimes you can grab the rupee and the key. Pretty nice.
Yeah, you kind of have to throw the boomerang earlier so that it gets both items on the return.
Oh, it's on the return that grab the two. Oh, okay, that maybe explain why it worked that way.
Alright, just a few second variants after the first segment. I think both players will pick up the Sanctuary Heart. Ivan being very rusty and KRob being a bit more inexperienced. I think both definitely gonna enjoy that extra safety.
Yeah, it's a good safety for guys because it really costs like 3 seconds. And if you need to grab Earth later, you lose the time. You don't pick up this. So you have to see sometimes.
Right now, the runners are about 4 seconds apart. Unfortunately, in the beginning of the run, there's not too much variance in time. I think they're gonna start to, Ivan may be in lead more after Desert, depending on how Landmo goes. But you never know. Maybe KRob will get a good Landmolas.
I will not say that Eastern, it's easy to lose 10 seconds in Eastern for nothing. Just you some stuff or not fast enough.
Yeah, well, the only way you can really lose time in Eastern is if, well, obviously if you die somewhere, or if you fail the BK skip, or if you miss a cycle in the red eyeballs, really.
Oh, yes.
Fail Armos, there's still a way to recover.
Stalfos despawn?
The Zelda game room is
believe it or not, Zelna, people make mistakes on that room.
Yeah.
But regardless, I would say Landmalus is one of those bosses that probably rust the most without playing often. So I do think KRob has an advantage, specifically with Landmalus in this scenario, even with a worse time.
Yeah, Landmalus is really annoying when you are rusty. You are really scared of this boss. You're like, oh, it will go fucking wrong, and you will waste all your armor, and you will lose a lot of time, and you will lose even more time because you don't have enough armor for the rest of the get over and do fast strat. That's a nice snowball, Landmalus. Really a bad boss to mess up. Okay, so...
Playing both Stalfos spawn rooms went cleanly for both players. There are a few main points, as Zelna mentioned. They can be more significant time losses based on mistakes. But also a lot of subtle optimizations, which can become subtle time losses if executed poorly, which will be a little harder to identify as they happen, but just sort of accumulate and build up over the course of the run.
Yeah, we can say in Eastern you still have the same issue like escape, you have to enter door correctly and stuff like that. Still, it's not that much a big deal later when you have the dash, but still something you have to keep in mind when you are playing Eastern. You have to still getting good movement all along.
Ivan getting the perfect boss key skip.
Yeah.
That was a really good one. You got pushed towards the stairs, which is what you want.
KRob taking an extra heart of damage, but still completing it. Opting to heal before going forward. Not really a bad choice if you're a little worried. The reason KRob's first attempt failed there was because he wasn't standing on the switch when his first invulnerability frames wore off. So he got damage boosted off of it.
Yeah, it was not far enough, I think, on the switch. Because the switch is deceiving actually. You only the top part work. Well, it's more the fact that Link hitbox, real hitbox is like his feet in shadow. It's not really the upper part. His head is not existent. Don't know if that makes sense.
Ooh, that skeleton in the 2 Stalfos room. The bottom one went to the bottom right, which is kind of bad, but nothing you can do about that, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's some RNG. You just kind of have to take a little bit of RNG for KRob. And he handled it well.
Ooh, some almost trouble for Ivan.
Yeah, I think he fired 4 arrows instead of 5.
He's still gonna end Eastern with more arrows than he need.
Oh,
Yeah.
he get a good recover. I know. Sorry, I'm a bit behind you. Yes, he get a red armor. It's alright. Just. It's not a big time loss. You just lost some arrows. Not really a bad thing.
Both of them are comfortable in arrows now, and they're actually both comfortable in rupees. 14, of course, is the minimum that you want if you're doing the new rupee route. If you're doing the old rupee route, you can get by with less than that even.
Yeah, you only needed 5 because you will pick 5 in Agatha. Plus the 100 chest, so you are fine.
I think KRob's gonna go for the Shalarsh rupees, and Ivan's gonna go for 3 rupees, but I might be wrong, we'll see.
Well, KRob did move a little bit to the right before talking.
Yeah, it looked like he getting for the rupees.
Yeah, it's a spoilers.
Actually, it's not easy to get.
Oh, and he skips the 3 bombs from the chest. That's surprising.
It is a little surprising, but if you're not going to use them on La Molas,
Yeah,
get them.
it's probably a time loss to get them if you are going for them.
Yeah, that's true, but you can skip some bomb pots in Dark World later, like 3
yeah,
bomb
but
pots.
you get the fanfare plus a text box. I don't know. It's probably lose 1 or 2 seconds from the text box. I don't know.
Yeah, the bomb chest takes 144 frames to get if you cancel the text box from the first frame. So you'd have to skip 3 bombs that equal 144 frame save.
So it's 2 seconds. So. If I remember so well. Yvonne didn't go for super speed, I think. On the library screen.
Yeah, the super speed on this screen, which KRob did fail to get successfully, is a small time save. If it takes more than one try to get, I think it's probably unlikely that you're going to save any time with it. So he went for it once, failed it, and did not try a second time.
Yeah, those 2 library spin speeds, if you get it on second try, I mean, that's cool, but you're losing time over just dashing.
Yeah, that's why
super speed.
Yeah, I go for the one when I go to the library, I just dash when I get out. Because failing the one when you get out is fucking easy. It's really a big time loss. I'm sorry if I swear a lot, and it's so easy to swear in English, that's pretty weird. I can never swear in French. I'm sorry for that. I watched too many speedrunners failing run and being mad. Being mad. So yeah, now we have the I don't know if you talk a lot about that. Now we have the boot, so you can dash, and dashing is really hard to do properly actually. I mean, you want your dash to be quite precise and dashing immediately when you can.
Yeah,
but it's a good thing. This dungeon is a lot of dash actually. It's not. This game is well made. It's a dash tutorial basically. This dungeon.
Well, this game runs at 60 frames per second, and when you dash, you move 4 pixels per frame, so it's really hard to stop yourself on the good pixel.
Yeah. If you want some challenge, play the PAL ROM, because you move at 5 pixels per frame.
Yeah, PAL has really weird movement to compensate for the frame rate, but it was really adjusted very poorly. You move faster on lateral axes when walking in diagonal, so zigzagging is actually faster than walking.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. This part is weird. So sorry, I don't have much to say about this dungeon because, as you can see, it's mainly dashing and handling some small RNG sometimes, like the robo on the cannonball.
Well, I
Yeah,
guess in
KRob16
this dungeon. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Just gonna say, KRob's taking some damage here. There are a few backup hearts that he can pick up if he feels he needs to. But at low hearts, I know Lamos can be a little scary, or it's at least harder to be aggressive. So it's gonna lead to a slower fight.
Yeah, sometimes you are just paying attention at land molas. You're not paying attention like when they spawn and shoot their stone or I don't know sand chucks. I don't know what they throw at you. And sometimes you are not really paying attention to that because you don't. It's not what matter for you for speed. So you take damage and it's not really a big deal. When you are low on earth, it can be scary.
Throughout this dungeon, they've been picking up very specific pots to stock up on arrows. There's actually 20 that they pick up by default, and one backup pot near the end if they feel like they're too low. But both of them are near, well, one at 30 and one near 30, so they should both be fine.
Yeah, maybe you can talk about key dashes because you can see two in this dungeon. If you notice, the two players dash through door and they don't bonk on the door. It's a nice mechanic. If you start your dash at a certain distance from the door. If you get the correct position, you go through the door. You open the door before you reach the door, so you don't bonk on the door. If you're not properly aligned,
That was a nice,
okay.
nice second cycle on Landmo for
yeah. You defaulted to slashes a little early, I think. Otherwise, you could have closed that out. Looks like it's gonna end up being 4 after. Really been 2. Ooh, even 5. This has got to be a really frustrating conclusion to this fight for Ivan.
Oh yeah, I got a great second cycle.
Yeah, sometimes you're so close to a 2 or 3 cycle, and then you just end up with a 5 cycle, and that happens more often than you know. It's really unfortunate.
It feels horrible.
Yeah, especially when they start short opening.
KRob having a little more trouble in the fight.
What I personally really don't like on Land Molas is when the second cycle they spawn at the same time. You have to choose.
Yeah.
You have to choose one.
Yeah,
You're like, I will kill this one. If you mess up your kill on this one, you can recover on the second one, except if you really go for a slow pattern. I think for me, okay.
I went from Cactus Dash, which is a frame perfect dash, saves a handful of frames. Did not successfully do it. We didn't take damage on the cactus either, so I only lost a little bit of time exiting the desert.
KRob with the more conventional desert exit.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe classic option right there.
Yep. They're both going for fake flippers. Might as well explain it. Fake flippers is a Japanese 1.0 exclusive glitch where you trick the game into thinking you have flippers when in fact you don't have them. And it's done by triggering a screen transition the frame after you land in the water. And then on the next screen, the game just assumes that you have flippers. But if you take a hit, the game tries to put you back on land, and since it doesn't know where to put you exactly, like it tries to put you on the screen, the previous screen, but it can't. so if you start moving, just soft-log the game. And for the sake of the tournament, we allowed save and quit in that specific situation to avoid 18 minutes reset.
Yeah, that would really be unfortunate in this kind of setting. I mean, it sucks in any setting, but
it would be an automatic
like that is beneficial, I think, for the sake of the tournament.
Like, the only person that could probably overcome that would be Zelna against one of the bottom seeds, not even like a mid-seeded person.
Yeah, that'd be near impossible to overcome.
So we're reaching Death Mountain.
Alright, Ivan got a clean path through that mountain. It's always good in a run. Feels
Yeah,
great.
definitely. Oh, KRob almost looked like he was scroll blocked there.
Ooh, that was close. Yeah, that was close.
Sneaking through.
Fun fact: you can actually take a hit during the getting the mirror cutscene. It is very rare. It happened to me, I think, yesterday. It was the first time that I've seen that, but it can happen.
Yeah, the game doesn't really play fair there. Kind of locks you in a position while the random enemies and objects are still moving around you, so you can really get kind of screwed.
And KRob is on PB pace right now. I know it's early in the run, but he's minus 11 on his splits, so he's having a pretty good run.
Yeah, it's nice to see. A lot of the newer players have had pretty good runs, including a few PBs so far.
Now
2 in the last race alone.
Oh yeah.
Wait, who PB'd?
Both Malibu Ken and Saw It Man.
Oh yeah. Now this is your most favorite room in the game, the tile room. Unfortunately, it's considered an auto scroller, which is basically what it is. You just have to sit there and wait through the room.
Yeah. It's the only tile room we're actually forced to wait through in this run. There are a few other tile rooms. I think we go through one... Oh wait, we go through a few in Desert and one in Mire, but we don't actually have to wait for the tiles in any of those rooms.
And if you're fast enough, the one in Mire, you don't even actually notice it's a tile room because the first tile doesn't even spawn.
There's a tile room in Desert we go through, I don't remember that. It's out of the way.
So Ivan is coming up on the Hera bomb jump. This one's pretty easy, but the consequence of falling is pretty big. You lose 45 seconds, I think. But there is a way to... Yeah. There is a way to increase the pixel window where you can stand on if you bonk on the left or right wall. I think it increased the pixel window from 2 to 6.
Yeah, something exactly.
Yep. And you got
I haven't had no trouble, of course.
Yep.
Would this be the biggest time loss you can, like, if you fall on either, I guess, the Moon Pearl? Yeah, I guess the Moon Pearl. The biggest loss without dying in the run?
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? Like how much time you would lose for any one mistake. You know, we know dying takes a lot of time. But...
running out of magic in some places.
That's yeah.
Or like a soft lock.
You can jump off the ledge between Desert 1 and 2 if you go for spin speed. That
That's nice.
55 seconds.
Oh, no.
Oh, once on the bomb jump, timed his dash poorly.
It was a little bit late, yeah.
Sometimes there can be lags that mess up with your timing. That happened to me once or twice.
A little pointer there. You can reach the crystal switch with the bow. So had he not mirrored and just used the bow to get back, these beetles would not be here. But sometimes, you know, you just kind of panic and you want to just get back on path after you make a mistake.
That's true.
Like that.
But that also does respawn the bomb.
Yeah.
You're worried about failing again because there is one more bomb later in the dungeon.
Oh right, yeah, getting the bomb back.
And
you can get one right here though.
Yeah. There's one.
Postpone the Earth, that's pretty nice.
I never even thought about that after, like, since we've been getting true rupees about that bomb now.
Ivan's doing his rupee right now and making his way to the Master Sword. He has enough rupees now that he can skip one of the red rupees, which will drop from the second tree if he's paying enough attention to that. And KRob is making his way into Moldorm, opting to heal before so, which isn't a bad option. I pretty much say that anytime anybody heals in the whole tournament so far. But I do very much believe that.
Moldorm is a bit than Molas. You have to practice not that much than Molas to get good, but need to practice to get good at this boss. There's no really magic solution or so. No magic strat, you have to just do it over and over to get a feeling of his movement pattern and stuff like that.
Yeah, experience and definitely helps a lot with this fight.
KRob is having
Oh,
a
once
very
with-
rough Moldorm.
Oh,
It looks like he died
Yeah.
from the beetles after falling.
Oh yeah, like he
Was it intentional? Who knows?
I'm not sure.
I don't-
The red beetle does 2 hearts of damage, which is kind of
I don't know if he stopped moving. He didn't move when he fell.
yeah. Seemed like he kind of maybe threw his controller or something.
But at least we get to see a fancy beetle strat again.
Yeah, this is definitely an atypical strat.
Oh, that is an old thing right there. That was what they did before the thing they did, like what we do now. Like, that is going way back. Like, whack strats right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seancast knows all about the whole things.
Yeah, and not even me. I don't know this one. And I see a lot of older.
Well, KRob's gonna make his way back up the Tower of Hera and hopefully have more luck against Moldorm this time.
And if you don't do the mistake you sometimes do when you have to redo Hera, you redo the bomb jump for nothing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, sometimes muscle memory takes over as you're coming back up. He's pretty good on bombs now, I guess. If you want to look at the silver lining, he's collected a few extra. Wow, Ivan with the all sword beam strat on the assault soldiers.
Yeah, it's an easy strat and he failed. I think he released too early.
Both runners are past Moldor now. KRob had a really rough fight. It took him maybe 3 tries, but he's through. And Ivan bonks in the dark maze room in Aghanim's tower. That's one mistake you want to avoid, because if you bonk or clink against another guard sword or use sword beams, it will aggro the guards to you, and you really don't want that.
Yeah, it happened near the end of the room, so he didn't get ambushed or anything. It's still not ideal.
Yeah, a safe way to go to this room is just dash the second path. It's to kill the bat. That's the purpose of this dash. You can walk in this room. I don't think you lose that much time just walking. Easy.
There's an interesting thing in those kill all enemies to proceed kind of room. If they throw a spear, or if it's a Stalfos and he throws a bone at you, you have to wait for the bone to disappear from the screen or the spear for the door to unlock.
Yeah. The bombs that the slugs drop will actually do the same thing. You have to wait for the entire bomb countdown.
Oh, I didn't. Where is the bomb? Very
Slug
slow.
room. There's this room with 4 slugs, and you have to wait for even their bombs to
Oh
explode for the
yeah,
door.
this room.
Yeah, that's the room you really never want to see in a run, because that means you had 0 bombs in the basement to blow up that
Yeah.
wall.
I saw that room in a recent run. In fact, my tournament run.
Ouch.
Why you go to this room and just in the room with the magic coffee you kill the slugs and you get bomb?
I ran out. I accidentally dropped my bomb in the wrong room and wasted it, so I had to backtrack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought I had a different item equipped and dropped it.
So even without telling Aganim, you can place your bet on the number blue ball.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and explain how the Aghanim fight works. This guy works by cycle. There's 5 attack per cycle. The first one is always an energy ball, which is a ball you can deflect back at him and actually damage him. Attack 2 through 4 are 50% 50 energy ball or blue ball. You don't want a blue ball because you can't do anything with that. You can't damage Aghanim with it. And then the 5th attack is always a lightning attack, and then it just repeats over and over until it's dead.
Yeah, so the time loss is completely out of your control. You can technically save a handful of frames by using the energy balls to deflect Aghanim towards the center of the room, because that will reduce his warp distance on average. But optimizing the Aghanim fight is kind of grasping at straws, really.
Yeah. and KRob, I think he's going for powder. He's grabbing the mushroom before after getting the master sword.
I didn't count how many blue balls he got, but it looks like he's losing 30 seconds.
Oh,
yeah, so it was definitely at least 3 more than his PB. 0 to 3, I guess, is 24 seconds lost.
Yep.
Yeah. Get 0 blue ball in a PB it's kind of depressing when you have to run against it. You basically, you know you will lose time on this speed. For no reason, for like out of your... Oh.
There you kind of see the problem of bonking in the dark maze room, or at least causing noise somehow. It happened really early to KRob.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even dash in that room anymore, except through the bat.
Yep.
At least not right now.
Yeah, I do that now. I was worried of bonking for no reason, even not saving frame because I stopped my dash too early, and yeah, this dash was useless.
Well,
so even
Ivan just found a monkey under the bushes.
Whoa.
So he paid him 10 rupees to follow him, and then you have to pay him 100 to open the dungeon. And if you get hit while Kiki follows you, Kiki will go back to where he was, and you have to pay him 10 rupees again.
Yeah, so if you're pretty tight on rupees, you can actually end up without enough to pay him again, and either have to farm some or more likely reset your run.
What I recommend to be safe, just keep the boomerang out and boomerang everything if monsters get in the way. That's what I do, and it works very well.
Yeah, there's one really bad enemy pattern that happens there very rarely, and not many players handle it well. Oftentimes it ends up falling apart into panicking.
Yeah, the spear guy is shooting up at you, and you have to deflect the spear. But when you do that, sometimes you lose time, and the robo gets on you.
So I'd like to point out Ivan's key route right now is really old. The classic option. It's what, like 20 frames slower or something like that?
It's a pretty small difference, surprisingly, considering how significant the differences are, really.
And the difference really isn't even in like travel. It's more like menus and
it's more in
you get an extra bomb, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was
a difference.
Yeah, I think it was a bomb pickup. You pick an extra bomb or something, so then silly like that.
The other bonus is you don't have to deal with the jelly. He made a heads-up play and decided to sword beam the jelly right away, so he doesn't have to deal with it.
Oh, get out from the jelly, that's pretty good actually.
But yeah, with the new route, you only have to pass by that jelly one time.
Okay, one thing to note is that KRob16 fight, when like during attack 2 to 4, when you can actually blue ball you don't want to stand under him, because if it's the blue ball, the particle will hit you. So you want to stand on the side.
Oh yeah. I don't pay attention to. I always go to the side.
From Ivan here, but he did lose the fairy, so that means he won't be getting that in Turtle Rock. But yeah, about the blue balls, they separate going north, south, and on the 4 diagonals, but not left and right. So if you stand at a left or right position from him, then there's no chance of you getting hit. I also noticed they stood in the middle of the room during the lightning cycle, so you're pretty likely to get hit during that as well.
Except you have to want to play one.
Whoa!
He's gonna die if he takes it again. Yeah, lightning does 2 hearts of damage. At Aghanim, it's the same lightning as the Vitreous fight. He goofed around a little too much and bonked into the lightning and let himself die.
And even get a nice bomb jump actually. Do someone want to explain the hammer jump?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, if you don't get the hammer jump, I don't know if you fully 1.2. Or maybe I'm late, I don't know.
There's an interesting fact about that statue. When you shoot it with an arrow, try to shoot it as far right as possible, because that means you can start your dash like earlier,
Yeah,
or dash through a longer distance.
yeah. It maximizes the previous dash.
I think I'm behind you on screen.
Also, you need to be standing in a specific position for that to activate. If you hit the statue from the side, you'll actually have to move south before the wall movement triggers. It's kind of a cute thing.
Pretty
Good
good
recovery.
room from Ivan.
Yeah, I think he released the spin too early. So he didn't get the lower turtle.
That room can really fall apart though if something goes wrong. So he did a good job in keeping it together there.
Yeah, definitely.
No, during Elma, the first boss of the Dark World, where the game tell you, yeah, it's a Dark World here, you are not here to love. It will kill you if you don't pay too much attention. Because Light World boss do 1 heart of damage, and Dark World boss kids start doing 2 heart.
One of the main reason new players still pick out the Sanctuary Heart, is to have 7 hearts for Helmasaur, which is an odd number of hearts. Helmasaur does 2 hearts of damage, like whatever attack he does, it's 2 hearts of damage, which means you can take 4 hits instead of 3, which adds like a little more safety to the fight. Alright, KRob is back on Aghanim. Let's hope he won't try to be swag this time and survive the fight.
Yeah, you get 2 blue balls, you get only blue balls from there. Oh, okay, get him.
Also, I think throwing your boomerang at him costs like 1 lag for him.
Oh, really?
I think that was in one of Oddity's documents.
Oh, I didn't even try
Throw the
that.
boom at him a bunch of times, or losing a handful of frames, potentially, each time.
Yeah, it's probably true. This game is really not well made to handle too much stuff on the screen.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's even mentioned this thus far in the tournament that I've heard, but you'll see players doing a spin attack when they catch a pendant or crystal that they've won from a boss they've defeated. And that isn't entirely for show. There is a chance that it can save 1 frame if you position yourself properly. And I don't know if the stars align, right?
I think that might have been disproven, actually.
Yeah, I think it doesn't. Yeah, just for
I think
no.
I think that was like only proven on an old emulator, like an old version.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, so when the testing was done, it was just the version.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, it still looks cool then.
yeah, it looks cool, and when you use it to do it, it's hard to not do it again. Especially when, for me, a split answer when I grab the crystal.
Alright, so Ivan talked to this guy standing on the tree trunk, and then whoa, suddenly he gives him a shovel, and whoa, a flute. Or not
Try
even.
dig.
2 tries.
Second try dig.
Oh man, KRob getting hit by a moblin on the overworld.
Ooh.
Any hard
Yeah.
losses like that are pretty significant at this point.
I don't remember who it was in the tournament race. I think it was Timon, where he entered past darkness with 1 heart after getting completely destroyed
I
by
think
that.
Addy walked in with like half a heart.
Oh yeah, that's Hattie. Yeah, that's Hattie. Got completely destroyed by that Hinox or bomb dude.
Yeah, he dashed into the bomb, and then his next dash got interrupted.
Oh, he gets the bad RNG, the double right.
Yeah, he got.
Yeah, well, this game a lot of bad RNG like that there's really nothing you can do aside from not forget they exist and be prepared to deal with it. But sometimes you just forget they can
Well,
happen.
if,
So he,
if the Hinox throws 2 bombs to the right, just walk down a little bit and dash right, and it should be safe.
Yeah. I do my
Yeah,
dash
but
a little bit lower if he throws 1 bomb to the right, just in case.
yeah, but sometimes you are like, yeah, I know this part, I've done it over and over, and you forget about this case. So you're not really paying attention what happened on the screen. You just, yeah, I want to dash here, dash here.
Yeah, it's easy to forget about some really uncommon enemy patterns.
But there are really stuff that can happen and nothing you can do, like Europa hitting you when you go out of pod. Or sometimes the green stuff in TF-Stone, don't know the name of this one.
It looks like KRob is also doing the old Pulse of Darkness route, the same as Ivan.
I wonder what new player or where he learned that from, who he watched. Because
Is it in the God Taz?
I think Jaden tested it before the latest God Taz and found the other route to be superior, but maybe it was afterwards.
I don't remember. I think there was something you get. The old rule give you an extra bomb, I think. No, I don't remember. No, you get the same amount of warps.
Ivan is making his way through Thieves Town. I like this dungeon because there's a bunch of room with a lot of RNG, and they're pretty much all reactable, except maybe the Hellway, which is just troll. Like this room with the 2 Patrick Star and the Anti-Fairy. It's very reactable. There's a strat for almost every RNG. I think that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, looks like he got the God Pixel, but did get the bad RNG, but he stopped his dash, and now he's blocked in the doorway.
Yeah.
But he got out of the way pretty quickly.
That's why we call it the Hellway.
Yeah. Good hammer jump from KRob.
Impressive, yeah.
Yeah, the hammer jump is like to get because it's not easy actually. It's really the hardest trick in this game probably.
Those green
For new player.
Those green grasshoppers, or whatever you want to call them, they're pretty dangerous. They do 2 hearts of damage, and at this point in the game, you don't have many hearts. I think 8 hearts max, so you gotta be careful.
There are 1 RNG one that can hit you in the corridor when you are dashing. It's not happen. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen. It's really annoying because you get hit and you lose 2 hearts. Pretty dangerous.
That red horse set that Ivan just hammered, optimally there's a strat that just lift the rock and completely ignore the guy, but there's a chance that he drop in like five arrows, so everybody still just hammer him.
The RNG where you can skip him is pretty rare, and you have to be good at identifying it pretty quickly. You can use a pause buffer there, a menu buffer, to check his RNG. But yeah, very few people actually do that.
Yeah, just save to hammer it every time. It's no brainer and doesn't lose that much time to do that. I'm so behind of you that again doing I need to refresh the stream over and over.
Let's see if Ivan's lack of practice is going to affect him in the blind fight.
Oh yeah, that's really something.
It's a good first phase.
Like this week, I fight blind for the first time. I was like, what do I do already? I did not remember at all.
One's going to move to the right in the 3rd phase, so smart to stay on the right side of him. If the fight goes on script, you pretty much know exactly where he's going to move, but if it starts to get off script, you can predict the direction that his first movement is going to be per phase by watching the direction that his head flies off of his body at the end of the previous phase. It'll always move in the same direction.
Now, another thing about Helmasaur, the fireball specifically, we're not sure as of now if it's 100% like that, but his fireball will spawn or explode clockwise. So if the top one explodes first, the second one to explode is going to be the right one, and then the left.
No, I think he has been confirmed.
Okay.
It's the way the game store sprite and load then who have signed. It's the way the game loads the sprite and until then the timer to explode.
Yeah, the timers that the sprites load in are in a specific order. Even though it's random where they start, it ends up always being clockwise.
Yeah,
the order.
Yeah, the timer is not random, so they get affected plus wise pretty well. That's another side.
Okay, so at the moment, Ivan is getting the Curse Dwarf, the frog, and then he's gonna temper his sword and complete the rest of the rupee route.
Should we give a name to this frog one day? Aside from the frog.
Yeah, so how much time do you think getting the tempered sword saves overall? If you compare the time saved from it to the time lost that it takes to get it.
Probably a minute.
I think it's 2 minutes, only because of the Ganon fight, Cold Stare, and Argus. Those three.
Oh yeah, Ganon fight.
And even
yeah.
even Trinix.
Yeah, Trinix.
So much faster to kill Dark World bosses with tempered sword.
Yeah, your low percent time is 2 minutes. Is 2 minutes behind your the major glitch, I think. Don't remember.
Yeah, about 2 minutes.
Yeah, that seems good. Right. Yeah, because Ganon is really. Well, it's not that. It's really hard to get an optimal Ganon fight with only the Master Sword. That's another issue with the Master Sword on Ganon. Because you can only hit Ganon with Master Sword spin. The slash doesn't work. So the fight is pretty long because you have to charge a spin every time. It takes forever.
I've been choosing to forego the fence dash. If you watch any races that RPG is commentating, I'm sure you know exactly what the fence dash is by now.
You have to admit the fence dash look good. It's pretty nice to get it. It's not easy.
Yeah, it's definitely not something that I would recommend everybody try to do from when they start playing the game. It's a pretty small time save, I think. At least compared to a lot of the other time saves you can.
It's about 20 frames.
Yeah, a little bit less than a full dash charge because there's a little more movement if you.
Oh, you even get a fairy drop when you have full earth. That's always nice.
Yeah, and he almost dashed in the middle bush there.
Ooh, that happened to me once. You
Yeah.
feel dumb, you're like, oh, I don't know this one. What is this one?
It happened to Solidus when he was like a minute ahead of his PB. And he didn't know how to get out of the room and just like rage quit.
Ah, wow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's only lost like 40 seconds maybe.
Bomb jump here is another easy one. Should be, oh, actually, I think, was he too low?
Was probably by 1 pixel at most.
Yeah, the bomb was, was too low.
Yeah, there's a 6 pixel range to stand there to do that bomb jump when you bomb. The timing looked good, so I guess he was just a tiny bit too low.
KRob opted for a little bit of safety by getting the net and bottle, which I can understand.
Yeah, we can say Skullwood is a bit like Meyer, but Meyer is really worse for that. There are a lot of useless room in Skullwood. Even if you don't do the bomb jump, there's one extra room to go. And there are a lot of extra room in Skullwood that have purpose, like giving you the map, or not even. They're just like to troll you, basically. That's have no purpose. But Meyer is worse because they are like. It's like 5 keys and 3 doors that are useless. I mean, they broke you back to another room of the dungeon. You cannot really go normally.
Let's see what Fire Rod strategy Ivan goes for here. Looks like it was one of his own creations, but
Yeah, a little peculiar.
Gets out of there, you know?
Yeah.
I was hoping for the hard and difficult strategy. Hard and difficult, old and
almost
difficult.
got grabbed there.
What is
a lot of trouble getting that mummy key.
What's funny about that room with the mini Halmasaur and the mummy, sometimes the wall master or floor master drops on the floor but doesn't catch you right away, and then you slash the mini Halmasaur and you recoil into the hand.
He has a lot of magic for this fight. I guess he got a lucky drop. Oh yeah, he did, I guess, from the Halmasaur. Which means he's pretty far in the prize pack now. He's not going to get the fairy or the magic drop in Turtle Rock.
Well, if you're lucky, they can cycle around, but you have to be ready. I think you need a very single drop on the book. Oh yeah, something you have to take care in Skullwood on the 1.0 version. You can get grabbed when you fall on a hole. So if you mess up in a room before entering Motula fight, you have to be careful where the hole master will land. Because he land when you are falling, he grabs you. And get back at the beginning of the dungeon.
Yeah, that's a 1.0 exclusive feature where Link's sprite, I guess you'd say its interactability is not deactivated while you're falling in a hole. So you can be grabbed by a hand or take damage, or things like that. Even leading to some fun glitches if you die on the same frame that the falling concludes.
Yeah, Evil Ash got that glitch dying to laser skip. I think it's highlighted on his channel if you want to watch.
Oh yeah.
And recently,
I get the one on Moldor during a race.
Died on the bridge with the fork guards in Ganon's Tower.
He had a pretty big crash, like a big sound glitch.
Yep.
Yeah, Zalit.
Wow. KRob almost got blocked in the hallway there, but got through the door right before the Gibbo had a chance to.
Oh, yeah, that was close.
Must have been a big, sigh of relief, oh my god. Oh.
Yeah, and Ivan just lost the rope of lottery on his way to Quake. There's not much you can do.
Yeah.
You just have to take the hit, and that's it.
Yeah, there are safer ways to move on the screen, but only at the cost of at least half a second, maybe a second even.
Yeah, getting E in dash, you have to remember you move at 4 pixels by frame when you dash. So you have to have the hitbox of the enemy that hit you at the right moment when you're moving. That's why it doesn't happen every time.
The bunk Ivan did there before getting the Quake medallion is not for show, it's to actually set up a quick warp.
I don't think we talk about quick warp. There, actually.
I have earlier today if you were here, but I could go over it quickly again. Basically, it's just your horizontal alignment on the world map when you're warping from world to world. If you align yourself properly, and there are some automatic setups like that bonk, or sometimes you just have to eye it out. It can save a half a second. Is that lag? Is that what it is, Zelna?
I'm not sure, but we just assumed
I don't think it is. ACM explained it once in real detail that I didn't understand at all. I should have copied and pasted that stuff when he went on about it. Maybe he has the information somewhere that he can.
Yeah, I think for me, it's like when you warp the game, do a wibble. Is the screen go to left and right, and I think some pixel makes this animation the game more happy how it will go. So the way it skips the second part, that's happy. Yeah. When you get a quick warp, you can notice it because the bottom half of the screen, when you enter the other world, will not wiggle thing over time.
I guess long story short is it's a bug.
Yeah.
I'm just starting to learn about Super Nintendo assembly, so I'm just starting to understand these things a little better.
Ivan making his way into Ice Palace. Looks like he got hit along the way somewhere, so he wasn't able to use sword beams in the second room. Ooh.
KRob has a death to blind. He does have a fairy.
I thought he missed bottling one up, so he must have gotten one later that I did not see.
Yeah, blind is when you didn't learn the fight a lot. It's really a boss you don't want to die, because when you refight him, can be a nightmare because he spawned at the. It spawned more closer to the top of the room. So
Right,
you
you
can
can't
go
get behind
behind
him.
yeah.
The way the fight begins, you can just you're always starting out behind blind, and blind is in the middle of the room, so you can get 3 free hits. And if that doesn't happen, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, if you do die to blind, you can actually go down to the jail cell and collect the maiden again and bring her back to the fight. But you'd be suffering a pretty big time loss for a second chance at the quick kill.
Oh, you can do that. I never know. I never know the maiden respawn.
Forgot to hit the switch.
Well, I don't
Second
think
guessed himself and then forgot again.
Oh, he forgot to hit the switch.
Yeah, he wants those pegs up so they can do a bomb jump around them. This will allow him to skip a large section of this dungeon. Probably the biggest. Well, I think it is the biggest skip of any bomb jump.
And there's a bunch.
I think he was on a good pixel, and he's
yeah.
Huh, maybe he doesn't quite remember the pixels.
Ouch.
Taking a lot of buffers. I didn't quite.
Yeah, there's 2 white pixels that work for this bomb jump, and each white pixel has 3 X pixel that work. So there's 6 combination, I think, maybe more, maybe like 8.
I think it's either 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 Y pixels you can place Link on with one
Last
position. He's gonna mirror. I'm surprised he's not gonna hover. He is Ivan after all.
Out of bombs.
Yeah, but he's pretty experienced hoverer.
Yeah, it should definitely.
Probably hasn't done it in over a year or something.
I mean, he could have died if he went for hover, but mirroring almost has the same effect as dying.
And he would have regained some hearts.
Maybe.
Yeah, but I think he was on the pixel there and was unsure about it.
And then from that point forward, he was actually on the upper of the 2 vertical pixels, and I'm sure he wasn't familiar with the cues for that.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Well, I mean, he get to kill more penguins, so that's
I don't know, but maybe I use the shot with the sword and the bomb. You have 1 piece of equipment that work for all the X positions. No, I don't understand why people bother with more than I don't know.
Meanwhile, KRob grabs the last 300 rupees from the chest and heads into his codes.
Yeah, it's a bit sad. Yeah, go on.
Oh, these Stalfos Knights have a 100% chance to drop bombs in a specific order. So the second time through, they're far enough in the order that you're definitely going to get a big drop. So that'll be enough for him to. Well, he only has 2 hearts, so he still only has 1 try, I guess.
Ooh. 2 hearts before the courier bomb is not good.
Yeah, they can drop 1 bomb, 4 or 8. 8 being the biggest prize. But in Turtle Rock, there's also Pokies who can drop 8 bombs, but you do not want those 8.
Nah, it slows down menuing a little bit. Looks like Ivan is going to try to hover instead of trying to bomb the fence. He's going to have one more shot at it.
So close.
He can hit the switch and get the heart from this room, and then go back and hit the switch again for 1 more try.
Oh, I didn't.
But yeah, he did not.
Ooh, that was close.
There's a nice strat. Whoops, sorry to cut you. There's a nice strat that KRob just did in the mummy statue room there. You can just bust out the boomerang and boom those 2 mummies. It's a very useful strat, very safe.
Yeah, definitely.
It's better than trying to dodge and kill the mummies for sure.
Oh. Yeah, there's something to know with the statue. If you pull the statue just a bit down, when you're behind the statue, the mummy can reach you. They can go behind it.
Yeah, the statue has weird characteristics like that. Seems like when the mummy's touching it, his hitbox kind of disappears, so you can't really slash him, but he can't really hit you either. In some positions, it's weird. There's an old Tampa video of him just walking straight through a mummy in that room.
Wow, that mini Moldorm was hungry.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Alright, looks like KRob is catching up slowly. Ivan's having a hard time in Ice Palace, which is kind of surprising to me, but, you know, it's a tournament race. Anything can happen.
Yeah, he's getting caught in the Ice Palace loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, really Ice Palace. It's not fun because you fail, you have to go to the dungeon again. Unlike any other dungeon when you even
Well, the
if
thing
you die.
is,
Yeah,
the
it is
thing is,
unreachable.
if you die to Ice Palace Bond Jump or die to Cold Stair and have to do the dungeon again, everything just seemed way harder the second time around
Did it?
for some
For
reason.
some reason. Yeah.
No, we open the map. Ooh.
He did
It's
successfully
over.
hook it this time, though.
Whoa, nice.
I think another thing worth of note in the design of Ice Palace, by dying, a lot of other dungeons, once you get the big key or you get enough keys, you can progress back through much more quickly. This, there's like no difference the whole entire way almost.
Yeah. You kill like one less
Other
time.
than what the second room where you already have the key, like, or going back through Hellway, you don't have to get the key, but there's still
Yeah, it's
you
like
know,
nothing.
it's not really helping
Meanwhile,
you out.
the chat is going nuts. Go, Ivan, go! Round of applause for that hover.
Yeah, because maybe someone can explain. Although it's really hard. It's like you have to repeatedly press the dash button and release it for 1 frame between each frame. If you release for more than 1 frame, you fail. If you just keep pressing, you dash and you fall. So it's quite
Yeah,
hard.
for the longest time, hovering was thought to be Taz only. Until Jaden and Crystal started hovering.
No, I think someone brought up. Oh, you can maybe use the start menu to buffer this trick.
Yeah, the first person to ever skip Moldorm 2 was Crystal using select buffers, but then Jaden was the first person to do it unbuffered, and at the time it was really impressive because those two were the only one to actually do it, but then, like, everybody started hovering. Scudge was the third one to hover, I think.
I was the second one to do it unbuffered.
Nice.
But if you had done it buffered, I think you had by that time, and Brahmin Meat was one of the first.
I think select buffer is still maybe harder because you have to keep the timing for a lot of buffer. It's really it's 30 something.
Well, you start your dash on the 32nd frame, so you can hold it up to 31.
Yeah, but I mean to buffer to hover with the buffer for Moldom 2 because it was used for that.
Well, that's...
Originally.
Man, nobody does that. Don't do that.
But it was... I think it's really hard to do with select buffer to keep the timing for so long.
It's really tiring to do.
Yeah, because you fail once and you have to redo every time again from the start.
And now Ivan, it's the Ivan special where he gets the Ice Rod before Swamp.
Oh.
Will he get Ether?
Yeah, I think either is the better one to get before Swamp. Although, I guess optimally you do lose time by getting Ether early because of the sword climbs. But as far as safety goes...
Yeah, I scrolled early doesn't really matter.
Very small differences.
Yeah, it was done after Ether. In case you get it in Death Mountain, you can still try to kill a crab and get hurt. That was the purpose mainly to do it.
Okay, so he doesn't get Ether, which is kind of weird.
I think it was more of a where do I flute to now? Let's go to E because I know I can get the Ice Rod. Then look over at splits. Oh yeah, Swamp.
And now KRob is on his way to Flippers. The whole Flipper screen is... You can lose much frames. Like, you can lose so much time just by, falling in the water. And if that happened once, chances are you will jump in the water again for some reason.
Yeah, that's really weird.
Yeah, like cutting corners and everything, and the precision of your dashes, all that, you can lose so much time.
Yeah, okay. What to say about Swamp? Swamp is for me, is the escape of the Dark World. Because there's really nothing going on, just time loss for just being bad. I will say like that. Just time loss for not being precise, Because there's not much going on of Swamp, aside from Argus. Maybe too old. I don't know.
So yeah, Ivan is in Swamp now, and I guess an interesting story about getting Ice Rod first, like he did. MCR, really old, no longer playing Japanese runner that got sub 130 well before most of the Western culture did, the Western people. So he actually would use there's a quick kill for the boss here, Argus, and most people use the fire rod. That's what we have for it, and he would use the ice rod to perform this quick kill, just to be different.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
He got the ice rod before Ice Palace even.
Yep.
Do you save a menu? Not even. No, you don't even save a menu movement. It's just, it might be the same.
I thought MCR made a mysterious tweet about playing again a little while ago, but it may have just been a bad Google Translate. I misunderstood. Because it didn't make a lot of sense, but I tried to interpret it how I wanted to interpret it.
Ivan kind of got lost in Swamp trying to push the block there.
Yeah. Swamp is a little confusing. You go through a few rooms that look pretty similar, but behave differently.
You go through the same room, like, what, 3 times?
Yeah, no, 4 times.
4
times. Yeah, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I actually got a PB, like a pretty good PB, 125-12, I think, where I got lost in the Swamp and went to open the hookshot chest and I didn't have the boss key. I was like, what?
I do that kind of thing a lot when I'm practicing this dungeon and Palace of Darkness. It's really hard to remember what I have and haven't done yet.
Yeah,
Yeah, so Swamp Palace is actually a nice place to restock bombs and arrows, but Ivan actually has more than he needs of both right now.
I think KRob get a nice emerger. So yeah, I think a bit late and stuff.
This tends to be a common choice for most hated dungeon in the Dark World, at least.
I'm not sure why Ivan mirrored in Swamp. Maybe after the boss key.
I was looking
even
away.
Then, that's slower.
I didn't actually see when it happened.
Yeah, maybe it was just an accident.
Yeah, well, he would have had to switch to that item off of the hammer, which is what he would have wanted to use anyway, if anything.
Yeah, maybe it was intentional.
Yeah, maybe he thinks it's faster. Maybe it is faster, who knows? Yeah, KRob's had a pretty solid Ice Palace so far. Making his way into the Cold Stair fight. With a fairy in his pocket.
Okay, take it slowly, but nicely. Yeah, that's...
Yeah, let him get away a little bit, but still able to kill him. Definitely a much cleaner Ice Palace, I think, than Ivan. I think it's fair to say.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I will say for this PB time, it's a nice Cold Stair, I would say. Maybe look a bit slow because you wait a bit more for the last fire shot, but it's better to take it a bit slowly than dying, because you have to chase the eyes over and over.
Yeah, I almost had a really good Ice Palace the other day, and then I lost several seconds on the Cold Stair.
Yeah, maybe you can say that Cold Stair, when they start going around a lot and ice is falling, the game lag a lot. So there are a lot of slowdown and that can really mess up with your timing of the game.
Ivan is coming up on Argus. And ironically, Argus is like the easiest casualty, but the hardest if you're doing a speedrun. And looks like he didn't attempt the 0 cycles. He's gonna have to slash all the puffs one by one. But do you want to explain the 0 cycle, or I can...
I get the bracket dash.
So I can't explain it.
I love the bracket dash.
You just use an item dash with the hook shot while you have your sword charge out, and that allows you to keep your sword continually poking the eyes, and all you do is you're just like skewering each of the puff balls on your sword, and it makes it so that just able to have enough time to kill all the puffs before they do their cycle where they spin around. And the reason that's good is because even if he doesn't have any puffs and that sequence starts, he's going to wait that whole sequence out before he goes up and down again. And so it can be a huge time saver if you get it well enough that way. But alternatively to that, if you don't attempt to do it like that, it's really, really easy in a speedrun.
Yeah, just going for regular one cycle, it's easy. You lose what? You save 7 seconds or 10 seconds over one cycle? I don't know.
No, the difference is 6 seconds.
Yeah, it's not that much.
Well, if your time is pretty good, it's
Yeah,
a huge
man.
deal.
I mean, when you start practicing the game, you want to
Yeah.
go for stuff that, yeah, you maybe practice this room for 1 hour, but let's say 1 minute in the run.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I was just kidding.
It might not be the first thing you want to start practicing when you start learning this game. You might want to put that on the back burner for a while.
Some people learn it very quickly, though. I think Zelda learned it pretty fast.
Yeah,
Spent
that
a
was
whole
the
night.
first thing I learned on emulator with the third-party controller. Never do that. That's not. Yeah, that's another thing. If you're looking to learn this game, don't play with the third-party controller. That's horrible.
Right.
Oh,
Rather
mine
buy a
was-
USB adapter and buy an actual official SNES controller than buying something you don't know how good it is.
Yeah. KRob got both the Ice Rod and Ether after Ice Palace, but he's doing Mire before Swamp, which means he's going to be getting the Gold Sword and Silver Arrows, and that also means he's going to appear to be ahead pretty soon. When Ivan enters Mire, they appear to be in the same dungeon.
I
don't
think
remember
K-Rob was
such-
just doing
yeah,
a tribute to Walrus there. I don't know if y'all caught Walrus's
Oh, yeah.
race.
Trying to pick up the bird. That was really cute.
But yeah,
Oh yeah, Kirby's
Walrus
going for-
accidentally panicked when he was about to be hit by the bird, and he casted Ether early before
Oh, yeah,
opening up
that's-
Misery Mire, and then went to go dash and just ended up picking up the bird and having to throw it away, and like didn't know what to do with it for a split second. His reaction was pretty good.
Yeah, that looks so good.
I think KRob was trying to do a little homage to that on purpose, I suspect.
Now you got the troll RNG where the Popo just hides behind the Beamos.
Oh, yeah.
You have to walk up to it instead of just sword beam.
Yeah, there's really two main techniques in that room. The slow fast and the fast fast, I guess. And the fast fast just kills that Popo early so that RNG doesn't become a factor. I think the timing is really similar if you get good RNG. But of course, with the more optimal way, RNG is just not really relevant.
What's interesting, even fire rod before slashing the first wing rod. Do the other way. Don't know why. Maybe we can. KRob is probably going for the golden sword. That's why he's doing Mire no and not Swamp. Because to get the red bomb to open the crack in the pyramid to get the sword upgrade and the silver arrow, you need to beat Colster and Vitrius. So the boss of the Ice Palace and Misery Mire.
Right now, Ivan has 12 hearts and KRob has 11, and the reason for that is because KRob still has to do Swamp Palace.
Yeah, with the safety items that KRob has, shouldn't have too much trouble getting through this dungeon pretty easily with that disadvantage.
The
Yeah,
advantage to doing this would be that he's going to do Swamp Palace after and be able to get Gold Sword and Silver Arrows, I assume. It's faster to go there on foot from Swamp than it is to flute away from Misery Mire, because you're going to have to do that either way. It's just getting to Gold Sword is quicker this
And
way.
if you do Mire before Swamp, you won't have the hook shot, which means, like you just saw, he had to dash before the King of Samaria, and that's dangerous because if you bonk on the wall on the right, you're gonna be too slow to make up. To make before the bridge collapses.
Yeah.
And
you can just roll. You can just roll. By the way, you have time. Enough time.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Opposed to dashing, you can. You know.
Oh no! It is spawned the art. That's unfortunate. Should be fine with powder, but still.
You could also opt to hover in the King of Samaria room if you're into it.
If you're Malibu, you can.
Right. You could also actually bomb jump in there, but with the extra menu, I don't think that actually saves any time.
No, if you don't switch to hookshot, you hover, you save time because you don't menu to hookshot.
I tried to bonk across the gap there, but
yeah, bonked.
Obviously, if it was possible, it would have been found way earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, great. Oh no, it's for the bomb left.
Dude, running out of bombs there is actually pretty serious.
Yeah, it's a big issue. I was going for the sword slash. That's not a bad idea.
Somehow Ivan has 10 bombs. Wow. And 30 arrows.
Yeah, that's what you get for failing Ice Palace.
Yeah. He must have got another big drop, though. Maybe he got... Is there another drop from the fairy prize back that he could have gotten?
I didn't
Another
see.
helmet score, maybe?
I think it's on the magic drop.
Oh, maybe he killed a slug.
Yeah,
in the
maybe.
room that has a slug in
Yeah,
it.
his bomb prize pack probably would have been ready to drop 8.
Wow, so they're both on Vitrus. But Ivan being one dungeon ahead.
Oh, we get to one cycle, KRob, not bad.
Ooh, man, I've been having a little bit of a sketchy fight here.
Whoa.
Kind of falling back to just using a lot of arrows. He has a lot to spare.
Ouch.
Pretty strong.
Oh my
man,
God.
almost. Alright. Okay, I think he's good now.
Okay, scary.
With that exact arrow count,
Ooh,
you
okay.
can actually kill him with one spin. Charge your sword, hit him 7 times with the arrows, and then kill him with the spin in order to skip one arrow pickup later, the one in Turtle Rock, and still have enough for Ice Armos. But that's a very, I don't know, obscure optimization. Possibly not even really beneficial.
Yeah, maybe you can point that the Vitrius is really scary because Ice do 4 earth of damage. It's easy to lose that. If you're not careful enough, you can die easily.
Now, KRob is a dungeon behind, but I think it's pretty safe to say that if you didn't goof around at Aghanim...
it'd be very close.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it was pretty close.
Yeah, and he fell to Moldorm twice, I think, too, so had that not happened, that risk would be
fell
pretty
twice
close.
and died once in Hera, too.
Yeah.
I was going to swamp, I think. No, it was going to a desert.
I like when you get sniped by that Octorok through the pillar or whatever.
Oh yeah, that's always nice. Like he shoot between the 2 statues. Yeah, stupid. Oh, even going for the first sword climb on the small ladder. It's not that easy, because if you fail, you really lose time. And probably not save that much time, but it looks really nice.
And Ivan makes it through that mountain without too much hassle, no squirrel blocks.
Yeah, he only lose 1 earth, but he still grabs the ferry. Don't know which was really worse.
Yeah, he's not going to get any good drops from the Pokies here unless he goes all the way through the prize pack again. The ones that
It's
are
possible.
set up now.
It's possible, but you need to be lucky.
Yeah.
You can get 1 earth. You can still get 1 earth, where the 1 earth very close. Because it's like the first or second drop, I don't remember.
Normally in optimal speedrun, you would need to grab that bomb pod that Ivan just skipped at the entrance of Turtle Rock, but since he already has 9, I mean...
Yeah.
Oh, you grab this bomb, but no idea.
We have an interesting question from chat that I want to propose to you guys. If you could take one type of enemy out of the game, which one would it be?
Squirrels.
That's the most popular answer so far in chat.
Yeah.
Squirrels. I know some people probably take out chain chomps. I think
Also,
it's
I didn't
squirrels for
see
me.
the... What's the question, sorry? No.
Yeah, I can't really see
Oh, one
any
you
other
can take
more
off.
annoying enemy than a dead rock.
You can't even kill them unless you have powder, and powder them when they're not frozen. Because if you try to powder them when they're frozen, it doesn't work.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't, and Quake also will
Yeah,
turn
so
them
like, what's the
into
point?
blobs.
I'm
It's
not
just,
sure.
yeah.
There are a lot of stuff I really don't like. Like the water spider in Swamp. I really don't like them for some reason. They like to kill me when I do any person IG. Because I'm a scrub and I grab the shot. And Swamp with 4 art is really scary actually. Ooh, the Shong Shong. It was a bit scary for Ivan, but that was still nice.
So unless Ivan gets the magical 10 arrow drop in T-Rock, which is really rare, he's gonna have to grab an extra arrow pot in Ganon's Tower.
Well, he is a little closer in the price pack than you normally would be, so he does have a little chance to get it.
Yeah, I don't remember. I think it's Fairy, Magic, Bomb, and Arrow.
I don't remember. I only remember up to magic. After that, it's just like whatever you get, you get.
Yeah. Oh. No, I get Bunny just after getting hit. That's unfortunate. Not just before. That's really sad.
Fun fact, the only instances where you need the hookshot to progress in the game is to kill Argus and to get through that gap in Swamp, the one that KRob is crossing right now.
Yeah, there's actually no big key door in Swamp. Only a big chest. It's the only reason that you need to get the big key at all.
Yeah, that's really, yeah, the only with this room, that's really weird. It's like you need the hammer for one room on Ganon Tower, that's all. Like in any person AG, you grab the hammer for one room. That's so funny, that's really weird.
Looks like Ivan remembered the way through the Dark Maze.
I didn't.
Oh yeah, that's... The platform room can be really annoying when you start doing the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 ways you can get rid of that red beetle there on the laser bridge. You
He's
can
got hit by a
either...
laser down to 1 heart.
Ouch, yeah, gotta be careful.
Ooh.
Did he open the door?
Oh no, the safety door he did not.
Yeah, I did that in my race. I was like, oh, I'm really pretty low on art. I didn't practice Trimax for a while.
Alright, he didn't get the IR Godzilla Poke Smash, so he survived.
He's gonna get the 2nd heart here, which I don't think makes a difference in this fight. Unless you get hit by the fire from the firehead, does that do 1 heart?
No, the spike. You can use the spike to cancel the
Okay, the spike. That might be the only thing that does 1 heart. Doing the fight from the bottom, so we shouldn't have to worry about the spikes anyway.
Okay.
I think if you get hit by the middle part of Trinex's body in the 2nd phase, it's 1 heart, but I'm not sure about it.
Anything that is in his head, actually.
Oh man, he almost got trapped in the ice twice there and got hit. But he didn't die yet. Gonna go for the was gonna go for the quick kill, standing on the left side of this shell there.
Okay, he's got it.
Easy peasy, right?
Clutch. Not too bad for being rusty.
Yeah, looks like he's. I don't want to spoil anything, but it looks like he's on 136, 137 pace. It's pretty good.
He actually saved almost 30 seconds on his PB.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow, yeah.
Het must have been a rough Turtle Rock miss.
And now KRob is getting the golden sword, I assume, just by looking at where he's going right now. Yep, he's getting the gold sword. It's gonna be interesting to see how he's gonna do the super bomb path. Is he gonna try to dupe it or just go around?
He's going to take the long way around. You can still save a little time by hookshotting some random objects and then dashing.
You can actually dash with the super bomb, and you do that by hookshotting something and then start your dash before the super bomb catches up to you.
Yeah, it also works if you get damage boosted and start a dash afterwards. With both the big bomb and the mysterious chest following you.
That could be an interesting strat, and 100% if you take a damage boost with the mysterious chest and dash. Didn't think about that.
It actually is a very old strat that might not actually save time, but looks like it does. Because you kind of have to delay your movement to get hit.
Yeah.
The old video that showed that said it's not dependent on RNG, like the Octorock will fire correctly each time, but I'm not sure if that was tested like with a safe state, so it might not be accurate.
Oh yeah. Even in entering maybe the best dungeon in the game, it's Ganon Tower. Because unlike a lot of dungeons, there is no room when you have really nothing to do. Like there are dungeons where there is a corridor, you just dash through it and that's it, that's the room. But Ganon Tower, there's always something to do, a bit special in each room. It's really fun to go through. And it's not short. It's really nice. They did a great job on the final dungeon of the game. I think it's a great dungeon for even casually. It's like, yeah, it's a big dungeon. It's the end of the game.
Ivan coming up on Ice Armos there. 22 arrows. That should be enough. 4 extra arrows. It's shouldn't be any problem there. Well, I talked too soon, I guess.
As Ice Armos is probably a fight you don't want to enter like with 18 arrow.
Ooh. KRob having a lot of trouble hammering that pig.
Well, to be fair, going at dash speed is not easy to move around correctly.
That Ice Armos might actually change the firebat patterns on Ganon.
I was about to ask you.
Yeah, but
not 100%, but it might.
But I don't think Event learned that. Maybe it doesn't really matter. I'm not too.
So Ivan's coming up on a series of very complex rooms to execute. Mimics 1, Mimics 2, which are these 2 rooms. And then the next room is a key dash, so whatever. But the one after is the spy pit room, and that room is really hard to do optimal consistently due to the spike patterns, and yeah, there's so much going on in that room.
Yeah, this room I think I never managed to never get hit. Like never. Always get hit sometime. Don't know why. Did one of the road despawn under the boat, I think.
KRob refuses to mirror out of the roller room. and rolls deep with the hook shot.
Yeah, it's going like a real man. You should never mirror this room. Just, even if you get hit 3 times, whatever, just do it. No, actually, it's a bad idea to get hit 3 times in this room. Well, if you have powder, I think that doesn't really matter. So even entering the gauntlet, it's a series of rooms you have to kill the enemy, each enemy in the room to progress. So obviously you have to do it fast, not lose time. And since there are a lot of enemies there, that means there are a lot of RNG also to consider and react to.
It was like KRob suffered a death in Total Rock. I think he was trying to powder an anti-fairy and it killed him.
Yeah, that's another thing. New players sometimes try to chase anti-fairies to powder them and end up dying in the process.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful.
I like to, pick specific ones and always skip specific ones. I'd like to avoid these anti-fairies here, even if I'm already low, because there's like a room he's coming into right now.
Yeah, there's 4.
Has 4 right there, and nothing that's going to kill you in between them.
I'd like to say a trick for new runners. Try not to powder anti-fairies from the top, because the fairies is gonna spawn on top of you. Like if you're trying to catch them into a bottle.
Right.
Like either from the side or from the bottom.
But, I mean, alternatively, if you don't want to actually catch the fairy with the net and you just want to pick it up as fast as possible, doing so from the top.
Even get a nice
the way to go.
The first torch room the strat even was going for is it's pretty precise. You have to be pretty precise with your movement, otherwise you will get catched by the spinning fire bar.
Oh wow, KRob got the single spin on the double pokies.
Ooh, nice double pokey, yeah.
Something a lot of strong players actually can't do very well. Or don't even try.
Looks like I lost Ivan's stream.
Yeah, me too.
I did as well.
He was just near finishing up Ganon's tower when we lost him.
Thankfully, he has a ridiculously short name to type. No stream found. That's right, it's not going to come up.
Yeah, it's probably something happened on this side. Did he still on IRC? Yeah, probably only a Twitch issue or something like that. Streaming issue.
Good laser skip out of KRob.
Yeah.
Does the Golden Sword one-shot them, or they still don't die on one hit? I don't remember. KRob is entering Trinex. Let's see if you go for the... It's hard to say, yeah.
Yeah, with the gold sword, the Trinex fight's very easy. Just 3 slashes per head after you make them vulnerable with their antithesis rod.
There's a way. If you do backdoor Trinex with the golden sword, you can.
Yeah.
It's even faster because he never attacks you with his head. We call that zero cycle.
Yeah,
it's really. I think for me, it's the best fight.
Yeah, chances are if you get the golden sword in NMG, which is this category, you won't go for backdoor.
Yeah, because it's not that easy. It's not easy as this look. Because you have to dash up and don't really mess up that. Otherwise you don't really fast enough.
Yep, Ivan got disconnected. We'll try to
Oh,
update you on that.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
looks like he got fully disconnected.
Yeah,
Possible
look like
power
an
outage.
internet issue.
Looks like KRob is plus 6 minutes and 35 seconds on his 139-minute PB. If he wouldn't have died to Aghanim, which is a pretty huge time loss,
Oh yeah,
and
it's a
then
good.
fell and died to Moldorm, I think he would be on PB pace. That's still a good run from him.
Yeah, I think dying on Nugget is probably a 3 minute lost at least. Because you have to go to the wall Agato rate. Pretty big. Especially if you are not really good. It can take a lot of time to redo the whole zone. I think Ganon Tower is for new players is nice because Turtle Rock is really hard. And Ganon Tower is pretty easy, especially if you get like the red mail.
Well, it's easier to die in T-Rock for sure.
Yeah, I mean
It's harder to die in Ganon's Tower, but the execution is harder in Ganon's Tower for sure.
Yeah, I mean for beginner and not
Yeah.
for player. That's why we split his name Relaxing Tower because after Total Rock it's pretty easy. I mean it's not easy to do fast, but it's easy to just complete. I really love the hookshot with the boomerang strat in the out switch room. It's really funny to. Really get the warp skip.
Oh, we have a new subscriber to the channel, About a Dirk. Thanks for subscribing, man.
Oh, nice. It's not much China, but yeah, it's nice.
Hope you like these tournament races.
Yeah.
Fortunately, Ivan disconnected, but we still have KRob going.
Looks like he's back online, at least on IRC. So hopefully his stream will be back up.
Yeah, it's maybe close to done actually. No, I'm not sure. No. Wasn't towards the end of Ganon Tower. There's still no emote on the Big Gaming channel. That's a bit sad. Oh, KRob try to get the chest on the big key. Oh yeah, you have the silver arrow, so you don't need to pick up the 10 next.
The advantage of having silver arrows in Ganon's Tower is that not only you use less of them, but they're more powerful for especially Ice Armos, Mimics 1 and Mimics 2.
Yeah, they are significantly laggier, but using less of them is usually compensates for any time lost for lag. As long as you don't use them in Gauntlet or something.
Yeah, that's why even people with 100%, it's not hard that people don't use the silver arrow like on Molas, even they watch on them, but it's tough because they lag a lot, the room lag a lot with the silver arrow, so it's become really hard to hit the land Molas.
Right, Ivan is saying that he has completed his run, but he was having an internet issue. Something related to his router.
Yeah, that was a thought. Let's see what the gauntlet goes for. Oh, not bad. Oh, it was a nice third gauntlet. It was not bad. Use the arrow on the last one. Oh no, the Bimos stabs the clear shot. I never see that. That's unfortunate.
Lanmolas too, with silver arrows, is pretty fast if you do the fight right, but it's really, really easy to miss one of them.
Yeah, definitely.
The golden sword doesn't do double damage on Landgrass?
I think it's 2 slashes to kill one of them.
With the gold sword?
Yeah.
I think he did that on Landgrass 1, Landgrass, and he don't die.
Sword beams might have overwrote.
Oh yeah, that's probably why. Yeah, sword beams are really bad in games. That's sad.
Coming back.
Yeah, we
Oh,
have
nice.
back up.
Yes.
His final time was a 136.57.
Ooh. He gets the Wizard Broom correctly. I have trouble with this room, I don't know why. But it's always great. So let's see we go for the torch roll. Okay. Take his time.
The strat KRob used in the second torch room against Tower is pretty risky because you have to get very close to the edge there, and if you fall, just waste magic. That's why I don't recommend doing that strat, and it's even slower than the optimal one, which is light up the bottom right torch first, dash to the left, and then light the bottom left one, and then finish the room with the 2 top torches.
I think I try to practice this strat while doing a road dash at the second road shot. It's pretty really hard. It's probably not working to do.
Like, Longbunny used to do that strat in all of his runs, and I was so scared every time he was doing it.
Yeah, I never was really sure if it was very good, but I've seen a handful of players do it.
Yeah, then I think
The tease, dude.
Charging the dash.
yeah. I think it's important in a speedrun to have fun. If you have a strat you like, even if it's slower, just go for it.
If you try to hover while Moldorm is exploding, you
No,
can
good luck
fall.
with that.
You can fall because of lag.
Yeah, good luck with that. So we're going on Aganim 2. We didn't see on Island, so let's see here. Something you have to throw the stack the first Aganim fight. You have to throw the energy ball to him, but you can use the clone energy balls to damage him. So getting blue balls not that bad on this side.
That was a pretty good Aghanim fight for him.
Yeah, that was 4 or 5 seconds. It was really nice. Yeah, something.
This is a PG stream.
Yeah. Oh. Something that can be annoying on Aghanim 2. It's sometimes when if you deflect 3 energy ball, they can be one if they hit at the same time. Sometimes one can be cancelled or ignored by the game. So you didn't do like 3 or 4 2 damage. You only do once or 2, depends. I think Timon gets that. He kill Aghanim 2 with 8 hits instead of 6. And nothing you can do about that. So Golden Sword Ganon is pretty fast. You only need
well, the first 2 phases, like, it works by cycle, so if you get a 1+1, it's still gonna be the same speed.
Yeah, but it's fast.
The difference is 6 hits with the Golden Sword and 12 hits per phase with the Tempered Sword.
Yeah, I wanted to do this easy to do. You just had to sword slash him 6 times.
The big save is in the final phase of the Ganon fight, where you can use silver arrows. And that only takes relighting the torch 1 time. if you're doing it well and you get good luck.
Oh, ouch!
Oh no!
You die in the hole.
That's a very.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, what? Oh!
Yeah. This happened
Oh.
to somebody else
Ooh.
in the run, right?
Didn't
Or
you end up
did
just
they just
falling?
straight up game over? No, yeah, they fell. They had I think it was Dex, maybe. Dexarian, he died over the
It happened to
hole, and the
Thunder
fairy revived
Mustache.
Walrus, or was it? Oh, Thunder Mustache. Is that who it was?
Yeah,
I know it was somebody.
and he has a highlight called Zombie Hover.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Appears to be falling, but you can move around.
What? Oh, that's weird. It's like a perfect death or something like that. With the hole.
Yeah, I think it has to be frame perfect to get in the funny glitch state.
Yeah, I remember Tomba, the fun movie about that. Where he gets a weird state from by moving and dying on the hole. The game doesn't like it, they move around the game well. So you can see on Ganon, we like to hit the hook shot because when you fire the hook shot, you can get hit. So it's not nice use on Ganon to not get hit by the fire, by the his reactive.
Skriva was asking if sword beams impact the Ganon fight at all. The sword beams don't hurt Ganon, so you never have to worry about them overriding their slash damage, but they can add some lag, which can throw off your slash timing. So I would say yes, they do influence it, but it's still totally possible to do everything correctly with sword beams without having to really worry about it. Just be aware that the timing might be slightly different.
Oh yeah.
And that
Something-
question was directed at Seancast, but I just happened to see it first.
Yeah, something you can do on Ganon with Silver Arrow, it's hit him twice or 3 times with when he's frozen. It's pretty hard, you have to hit him, and because he get knockback if you get knockback on where there's nothing, he can still hit him. And that's done for KRob.
Yeah. GG.
A bit
Fantastic
rough,
finish
but
there.
he
GG.
finished. So shout out to our two runner for finishing up the run.
Yeah, it's always hard to keep it together and finish up a run after having a really problematic early game like you did.
Yeah, and even have issue is like Palace, so you keep going. It's nice too.
But you know, he finished as a real warrior.
Definitely.
And congratulations to Ivan for progressing to the next round. Let's see the brackets.
He's actually going to be playing Salatman.
Oh yeah,
So that's actually a pretty low seed because of the walkover. The favorite there did not show up for his match. So we have a top player in the lower bracket now as well. And that's going to be KRob's opponent, Executor.
oh damn.
Yeah, that's really a tough break.
So I believe KRob's here.
So that Aghanim won, though.
That's some questionable strats there.
Yeah. If you want to learn this game,
Don't do this
troll
finally.
So I believe KRob's here.
don't troll around like I do. Aghanim won, though. Yeah, I mean, needless to say, probably my worst run in like a month.
You want to learn this game?
But after the troll dorm,
don't troll
you know,
around.
I was kind of like, well,
troll
I just
around
need to
like I do.
finish. And then the Aghanim was just like a slap in the face.
Yeah, I mean, needless to say, probably
But,
the worst
it's
run
all
in a
good.
month.
One thing that
Uh,
I'm curious is that what
after the
happened
troll
after you
dorm,
fell to Moldorm
you know,
just
I
stood
was
there
kinda
and
like,
took a beetle to the
I just
face.
need to
Was that
finish.
intentional
And
or?
then the Aghanim was just like a slap in the face.
yeah, no.
But it's all good.
One thing that I'm
that's
curious
a good,
is that what happened
good point
after you
there.
fell to Moldorm?
I guess it was more of like
Was that shock?
After I fell, like after I fell, I just kind of sat there and I was like, one of those days, eh? And then I looked up, all I hear is Link die, and I'm like, oh, so it's one of those days. Nah, it's all good though. I did 2 practice runs. I did do practice runs this morning, and I was like a half a second behind my PB, and then 2 seconds behind it when I finished. And then got to today's race, and naturally, awful. It's all good though.
Well, hey, I don't know if you know just yet, but you better get to practicing because our previous race, Executor, was unable to make it. And therefore forfeits, and now you have to play Executor right away.
Smashed.
He's the number 12 seed in the tournament, so.
No, it's all good. He'll he already told me he was planning on dying at Cold Stare 4 times.
All right, we have a Blaster Master match that's supposed to start very soon. It was actually scheduled to start at 9.
Yeah, they're ready, so I'm just gonna gradually switch over. But you guys can, finish up your post game.
All right, cool.
All right, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for the race, Ivan. It was a lot of fun. Except for sometimes.
Later, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming in and talking about your run and all that good stuff.
Yeah, take it easy. Have a good night, guys.
Unmute Ivan.
Hi.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Ivan.
So what did you think about your run? Ice Palace? A little rough?
I completely forgot how to line up the bomb jump there, dude. I'm so bad. I need to look into that before the next race.
No, it's alright.
When you ran out of bombs, you decided to mirror instead of hovering. That was a little bit surprising.
And then come back with lots of bombs and hover anyway.
That was kind of a panic mirror, so I could get more bombs. I didn't even think about hovering until I was on my way back.
Okay, yeah. Everything else was pretty, smooth, I guess.
Yeah, that was
I
nice.
can't do any other, things like that, at least.
Yeah, the rest of the game was pretty nice.
It was okay. I had a funny Ganon, but
yeah,
unfortunately I didn't get to see that. All 3 in one cycle, dude.
For sure.
So your next opponent is going to be Salatman92. He's a 53 seed in the tournament. Because unfortunately, Executor didn't show up for his race. So what do you think about your next match? Are you scared or?
I'm scared for every single one of my matches, dude. I'm so rusty in this game. Anything can happen, but hopefully I can take a win there so I can take out Andy. That's the dream.
That would be
the dream.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, we thought Andy would be more rusty than he was, but he just, busted out a 127.
So yeah, I'm sure he'll actually crush me if we do face off, but
So have a good night, everyone, or good day. I don't know which time is that for you.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. It was a fun race.
Yeah, congratulations again, Ivan. Does anybody have any final closing remarks before we turn it over to the Blaster Master Racers?
No, not really.
None? All right. And that's going to be all from us.
Yeah, sorry. That's really useful. Yeah, no.
Enjoy Blaster Master.
Yeah,
We'll see you again tomorrow for some more races.
If you want to learn the game, you can go on ALTTP wiki, I'm bad at saying URL in English. I will just type it in chat. If you want to learn this game, there is a wiki with some information, especially linked to some tutorial that made by various people. But have a good night, everyone. I don't think wait, no, okay, good night.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up, Fees?
Doing pretty well. How are you doing?
I'm good.